Greetings everyone, it's your boy the Antman here, back at you with another review. Before we start though, I just want to ask one rhetorical question. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Guys, that's where you play the clips and the song. Guys? Yoo-hoo! Hello? Guys? Guys? Oh, I get it. Yeah. You guys are trying to do that awkward cutoff thing, aren't you? Well, trust and believe this. It's not gonna work.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
Spongebob Squarepants!
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he.
Spongebob Squarepants!
If nautical nonsense be something you wish,
Spongebob Squarepants!
then drop on the deck and flop like a fish.
Spongebob Squarepants!
Ready? SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants!
Man, oh man. What can we say about SpongeBob that hasn't been said already? You know, besides it being Nickelodeon's life support and cash cow. Well, I can definitely say that it's one of the most beloved children's shows, not just from Nickelodeon, but from, like, all TV. Judging by his evolution, SpongeBob has had a pretty interesting legacy, to say the least. Like, not just from the amount of seasons that he has, but, like, his rise to popularity since his debut back in 1999. It does make me wonder, though. What is it about SpongeBob that makes people keep watching? Why don't we go over the main premise and the main cast of characters and go from there, shall we? Of course, as the song says, SpongeBob is a sea sponge who lives in a pineapple under the sea. He lives in the town of Bikini Bottom, which is of course a town filled entirely with sea animals. SpongeBob works as a full-time fry cook at the town's most popular restaurant, which is of course the Krusty Krab, home of the world-renowned Krabby Patty. His boss, Eugene Harold Krabs, is also the owner of the establishment, and there's also SpongeBob's bestie, sea star Patrick Star, who is good-natured but not too bright. There's also their grumpy neighbor Squidward Tentacles, who is obsessed with musical art, but also hates being the cashier at the Krusty Krab. Then there's also Sandy Cheeks, who is a land critter, and she loves karate and science. Mr. Krabs' rival, who goes by the name of Sheldon J. Plankton, and he runs the failures of all failures, which is the Chum Bucket. So SpongeBob's pet snail Gary, there's Plankton's computer wife Karen, there's Mr. Krabs' daughter Pearl, blah blah blah, it goes on. And you know what? Not one of them is forgettable. And to be honest, I feel like that's one of the main reasons why people tune in for SpongeBob. The characters are just so lifelike. Like, they have so much personality and quirks to work with, which do lead to some of the funniest moments on the show. Like the iconic quote from Patrick in Band Geeks. I'm sure you guys know.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument. Horseradish is not an instrument either.
Or like SpongeBob's enthusiasm when he was teaching Squidward the bubble technique in the Bubble Stand episode.
Time to bring it around town. Bring it around town.
I think SpongeBob, particularly in the first 3 seasons, had like the most ambitious writing and comedy. If we're talking Nickelodeon shows, I would definitely rank Ren and Stimpy second at least for the subtlety and the jokes that they told. Because if there's one thing that I do miss from cartoons of the past, is that they had a lot of subtlety with a dash of adult jokes on the side and like took risks. Nowadays, however, because of how parents are with their kids and like how particular they are with stuff that they watch on TV, jokes have to be dumbed down to fit their category. Jokes have to be childish, or like they have to be explained and like be so simple, which I'm cool with, but like it has to be written intelligently, you know, and not be overly explained to the point where like the characters are talking to the audience as if they're dumb. Really, my point is that SpongeBob did a lot of things right when it came to the jokes and the writing. A lot of jokes I feel would go right over the young viewer's head. So yeah, while the characters and comedy are good enough on their own, How's the animation process? As I've stated before about the show as a whole, the animation itself also went through quite the evolution. The first season started out with cel-shaded animation. At the time, it was pretty decent. Then come seasons 2 and 3, which the animation became more slicker and cleaner. Then from seasons 4 through 9, the animation actually got more saturated colors and stuff, along with the backgrounds. The characters also had more depth than ever, and it was like, you know, it was a nice step up. Though I think a lot of us can agree that during the dark age of SpongeBob, which is seasons 5 through 8, I believe, I feel, is when some of the animation can be very grotesque and disturbing. Like this beloved scene from the House Fancy episode.
Now don't move it till I say, ow! Okay, it's on my foot. Now don't.
Okay.
And this awesome face that SpongeBob made in Who Bob What Pants.
Hey, mister! Look at me, mister! Look at me! Is there something wrong with me?
And the Splinter episode. Oh my god, the Splinter. SpongeBob himself actually improved after the second movie, and the animation now seems always awesome to look at. Like, not just from the imagery or the coloring, but like how expressive the characters are now. Like, some of the facial expressions that SpongeBob and friends make are just so over the top that honestly you can't help but just laugh out loud. And also the characters are in character again, which makes me happy. Everything nowadays seems to be going smooth for SpongeBob. And while I do enjoy some of the more recent episodes like SpongeBob's Birthday Bash or SpongeBob in Random Land, I'd be lying if I didn't tell you that I think the Golden Age still stands for the first 3 seasons. Although if I had to sum up SpongeBob in just 3 words, they would be charming, hilarious, and pleasant. Like the characters and how far they came, or like the animation and how it's evolved over the years. Like seriously, it brings a genuine tear to my eyes to see how I've grown up with SpongeBob ever since I was like 4 or 5. I would definitely recommend Spongebob Squarepants to anyone who hasn't seen it already. Although, if you haven't before watching this video, then what is you doing? Get your cable! Get Nickelodeon! Get that first! Watch SpongeBob! Now with that said, I feel now I should give a very honorable mention to the show's creator, Stephen Hillenburg. For those who don't know, Stephen Hillenburg was actually a marine biologist before he worked on the show. He used his inspiration and knowledge from the lives of sea creatures as the basis for the SpongeBob gang. Then, during November of 2018, we received the news that Stephen has passed away. He may be gone physically, but his life's work, his legacy, and this awesome creation of a show will always be within our hearts forever. Your soul will live on, both on land and down in the deep blue sea. I give SpongeBob Squarepants a 10 out of 10, and we love you, Stephen. R.I.P. and God bless you. See you all next time. Peace out.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he.
SpongeBob SquarePants!
If nautical nonsense be something you wish,
SpongeBob SquarePants!
then drop on the deck and flop like a fish.
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Ready?